So this is what's called the second generation Toyota Sienna, 2004 to 2011. This unit is an 07. This is a Braunability kit. Actually, it was made by a company called United Access. I want to be clear about that. It doesn't say Braun. I better clarify that. But they all work essentially the same way as far as I know. This was made by a company called United Access. It is a ramp van. It uses the same ramp as the Braun. Same basic technique. The side door slides open, the ramp pops out. But what can happen is the cable that controls the door will often, or can, pop off track, and that will leave you totally stranded. And if you're in the van, you'd better make sure your passenger door works or you're not getting out. So for safety purposes, if you're in a wheelchair, go out and check your van to make sure your passenger door works. If you've got to bail out in case of a fire, in case something happens and you got to get out, open that passenger door and drive out and crawl away if you can. But the purpose of this video is to explain to you in detail how this door system works. This is a video that I hope all of you find incredibly helpful if you have a problem, and I hope that it saves you thousands of dollars by going to the dealer. So let's get started. If you look closely, you can see where the cable runs into the van. There's no grommet. They didn't put a grommet on there. And you can already see that this cable is starting to fray again. Now, this cable runs under side window, as you can see, on the right rear side, and it is affixed to the door right behind this area here. This cable pulls the door open. It goes inside the van and into a serpentine system of pulleys, and I'll show you those next. Second gen vans are completely different from 2011 and up. In the newer van, the 3G Toyota Sienna, everything is inside the door. The motors, the pulley, all of it. It's a much better design. It uses what looks like a window control cable system, and they cost about $100 on Amazon. So if you have an 11 to I think 18 van, somewhere in that range, you'll have to check that. But if you have that year of van, you will not use this video. It does not apply. Everything is inside the door. So let's now take a look finally at that serpentine system and how to repair yours. I want to show you the Braun system and how it works. There's a cable that opens the door, and sometimes this cable, as Colin's pointing out, can jump the track. There's a master wheel, the silver wheel, which provides the power. That's the motor. And then you've got two tensioners, which you got one tensioner here and one there. If that cable jumps off, which I think Colin just jumped it, it will likely result in the door not working. Give me a second here. I'm going to check it again, and we're going to test it. All right, so we didn't pop anything off. I just wanted to check. So go ahead and now, Colin, and actuate the system. And I want everybody to watch how this works. It's hard to see the cable moving, but the cable's rotating through. Here it goes, rotating through all of its little thingies here. You can see the tensioner doing its job, and then pop. And that's what you want to see. If your door does not open, this could possibly be your issue. You can see here we've got a system of pulleys with the master motor pulley here, and this is the correct cable routing. I want to show this to you all right here. This one runs to the back, and then through another pulley and does a 180, and then comes back this way to actually pull the door open like this. And then it also runs through two pulleys here, so you got to be very careful. But watch the system operate again. You can tell which direction it's moving by the tensioners. It opens, and then the ramp's going to go down. And this unit back here is your sequencer. This controls all of these functions. That little white box, it's got a bunch of LEDs, and that's all preset. You should not have to mess with that. It has a bunch of red and green lights. Don't mess with it. But that's how the door on these Braun vans work on the Toyota Sienna. And if it stops working or opening or whatever, one way to know is to check the tension on the cable. If the cable's loose on the outside of the window, you'll be able to see it right under the rear window. In the back, it'll be loose or floppy. That cable should always be tight, and it runs right on the outside of the van, right under this black piece, okay? And that pulls the door open, all right? So I hope this helps somebody someday to understand how this Braunability / early, I think it's integrated or something system works. It's called United Access. So they've engineered this cable pulley system, this serpentine system. And if the cable jumps one of these pulleys, any of these pulleys, then it's not that hard to fix. Just pop off this plastic panel and get it to look just like this and give it a shot. All right? Thanks.